Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this session, what we're going to talk about is just something outside of, a little bit outside of Commodore 64. What I wanted to do was just kind of show you the setup of how I do everything, how I get everything running so that you can see the videos each week or not. So you'll start with various things, like I'll go through my computer showing you that, and then from there we'll go through like the audio and just any other thing we can, and then anything like the recording devices and stuff like that, and eventually the software. So let's get that started. Okay, so if you can kind of excuse the weird angle here, this is my Alienware computer you're looking at, and I'll put the specs up on the screen, but I'll read them here to you also. It's a 500, well, let's start with, yeah, it's a 500 gigabyte SATA 2 with 3 gigabyte slash S, 7200 RPM, 16 megabyte cache with HDD. The memory is, well, when I bought it, it was 6 gigabyte. I think it's now like 20 gigabyte. Triple channel, and it's a 1,333 megahertz. I'm reading that right. Let's see. Yeah, 1,333 megahertz DDR, and its processor is overclocked. It's an Intel Core. It says i7 930 quad-core processor, which translates as 3.36 gigahertz, 8 megabyte cache. Anything else that has like the standard, DVD burner on it, and you can kind of see that's right here. Of course, that's just the DVD burner. And other than that, I mean, I just have it. Basically, I have a little drive over here. You can see it right there. Point my finger on it. That's just an external drive I use for my additional data storage and stuff like that. But essentially, that's what it is. You can see the lights on it, these Alienwares, and this one was bought back in, I think it was around 2009. It has capability to change the lights. You can see running blue there at the bottom. You can also swap them from side to side as different colors, and even the top part here, I don't really have the software set, but right here you can also set this light color too. Just kind of things that Alienware came with packaged those days. That was kind of attractive to me. I was into games in those days heavily. Not that I'm not anymore, but I was into Grand Theft Auto, and I just was really drawn by the illusion of having a game system. So that's when the idea came across me, and I figured, probably time for a good computer. So I paid a pretty hefty price for it. I think it was like $2,000, and it didn't come with a monitor or anything, but it's fully customizable. And maybe I'll pause the video and show you the inside here for a second. It's going to probably be a little dirty though. So I opened it up a little bit there. I know you probably can't see it unless I re-angle this camera, and I could probably just move it. Let me see, maybe that'd be a better idea. Like that. You see a little bit better. Camera's still not doing a lot of justice there, but anyways, that's how much room I still have in it. I can still go in and I can stack additional drives in here and stuff like that. And down here, I've already got like 1, 2. I can put 4 different bays down there. Here's my sound card right here. I mean, my graphics card, excuse me. And then here's my additional memory chips. I don't know if you can see them. They're in the back there below. So other than that, I don't really know what else I could really show you about it. Not totally a hardware tech guy. I know how to put in hard drives and stuff like that, but I couldn't go and tell you very specifically what it's doing. But you can kind of see, I mean, that's what it looks like on the inside. So that's the computer part. Okay, so I'm back to show you the monitors. I don't know if you can see them. That's about as best as I can get it in right now. The lighting is just not doing me justice here. This first one here is right here. This is the main monitor I use for all the output display. I put the specs over here. This is actually for the computer I was talking about earlier at the top here. And then down below here is the dual monitors I wrote. So this is an Acer 27-inch LED. It does some pretty good output for the most part. I don't really have much more I could really say for it. It's a monitor, it's just graphical displays, The whole point of having dual monitors is when you're recording, I use it because when I'm doing Google Hangouts If you don't, you're going to end up getting a monitor inside of basically a picture inside of a picture, because the computer is looking at a picture inside of a picture, and it's kind of just not good for, good quality output and stuff like that. So, and what I didn't, now that I have both monitors, I don't get that picture inside a picture anymore. So it's basically, you're kind of like overlapping another picture on top of it, so to speak there. So, the second monitor you see right here is a Samsung. This is an LCD. I'm pretty convinced it's an LCD. I lost the original manual for it, so I don't really have an idea of which monitor this is. I know it's a 24-inch. You can see the height differences if you look at the top here of the monitors. You can tell, that it's a little bit off there. I just wanted a bigger monitor. And originally, I purchased the second monitor because I was having trouble with my LCD working with Windows 10. So I thought something was wrong with it. I took it back and had the Geek Squad look at it at Best Buy or whatever, and they hooked it up and it came right on. That was kind of strange. I couldn't get it to work right, and this all happened when I bought a new graphics card. But eventually I got it to work. Now this Acer monitor, I don't know if it's because of the difference of, having two different monitors, two different manufactured monitors. It's really weird when it sometimes, when you're using it with, for example, because I think it was, the Samsung was originally set up for Windows 7, not for Windows 10, which I'm using Windows 10 now, of course. And whenever you're trying to, turn it on, the first time, this monitor, the Acer, doesn't behave very well with Windows 10 when you're having dual monitors. It basically only captures, and I'm sorry, when I was doing Windows 7, it wasn't capturing, this because I was originally using Windows 7, it wasn't capturing the Acer monitor. So by the time I uploaded to Windows 10, for some reason, it seems to work with both of them. Maybe it's the Windows software or drivers, I don't know. But anyways, the monitor is a little bit of a high difference, and, but I like them. Okay, so this is one of my newer audio setups I've been using, and I'll explain why in a minute, because I originally was just using my iPhone speakers, which you probably saw on my desk there earlier. And the iPhone speakers, which I could probably talk about those for a second. Let me just move the camera over and you can see one right there. Right there's an iPhone speaker. I had these, won these in an auction when I was working in the bank back in around 2006. I think they were priced at about maybe a little over $100 in those days. They've been good quality standard speakers for the longest time. The funny thing about them, though, is there's no USB on it, so I plugged directly in from the audio plug. You can't see it, but in the back here, there's an audio plug running. It was originally running into the back of the Alienware computer, and often with Windows 10, it misbehaved, and I couldn't get the audio to work, which is why I had a lot of trouble with my Google Hangouts until I decided to start using the mixer. But those are my iPhone speakers, and they have pretty good output. They're now plugged into the mixer, so we'll move back over to the mixer here for a second. Try to zoom in here a little bit. So hopefully you can see that. I'm using a Vivatar stand here. It's a stand that you can set a camera on, so it's probably not the best angle, but it's probably the best as I can get it. And I just have everything plugged in. I'm running the audio port directly from the speakers, as you just saw, and they're running directly into the main out. It also has it's called a Pro FX8, and I'll go down here and show you the specifications. Let's see if I put them on here. Actually, I knew I put them on here right there. Audio Pro FX8 Professional Mic Line Mixer with FX. And then the FX, of course, the FX are built directly into the top here. These are you can't see them, but these are the FX controls. And then these are basically just used like when I was in guitar a lot, doing a lot of playing the guitar. I could plug in my guitar jacks into these outputs here. You could set up, different, I don't know, musical instruments, I guess, because it's a board. I bought it when I was doing when I was in a band and stuff like that. So over here we just got a foot switch, so you can plug in a foot switch for those who know about audio. That's like those. Boy, I'm going to kick myself here because I can't think of them right now. But it's those plugs you set on the floor. And as many times as I use them, you plug them directly into your guitar, and they give you the control. You basically just use your foot and you change the settings on it, like the reverb and all that stuff. I haven't played guitar in years. I've totally forgotten about a lot of this. But anyways, here's where you plug in like the microphones, and then it's got a graphic equalizer on it. I think this is one of the best ones I've ever had because I had a smaller one. This one is pretty professional. It's got out here at the top. These are for microphones. If you have a microphone, you can plug in 4 different microphones. And over here is just more of the controls for the equalizer and stuff like that. It's got, LED display on it. You probably can't see that unless I angle it a little bit more. My camera's just sitting right on top of this, so it isn't doing me a whole lot of justice here, but I'll try to angle it in a little bit more so you can see a little bit better there. Okay, so it's also got a, I was talking about it's also got FX presets, which I don't know if you can actually see this, but it's got all these different chorus that you can change, like the audio. Like it's got chorus, it's got concert hall, and just a lot of different sounds you can get, good quality sound. So I can actually control the output of sound I want to hear directly in my videos now. I can set it high, I can set bass in it. It's pretty cool, I like it. Over here, I've got a Phantom Power. I have no idea what this one does, so I don't really mess with it. This one, let me see if I pressed it. Oh yeah, I think this increases the output or something. It might have lost the audio there, and you can see it there on for a second. I gotta make sure my audio's still on. It hasn't killed my audio. If it looks like it's still on. And then pretty much it's just a standard mixer. It's got the controls here at the bottom and stuff like that. Each of these correspond to the FX, and they're all responding directly to the actual ports in line there. So you can kind of see they just kind of line up and everything. So I just thought I would show you that. But, I'm really happy with that output. It sure beats trying to, juggle with the speakers a lot, trying to get the audio to work and stuff like that. So we'll move on to the next thing. So sitting here on my desk, you see right here in front of you, this is the blue Yeti. And it's got really good quality output here. So like I said, the settings, and if you can see them over here, these are actually the specifications for them. So it's got multiple pattern selection, cardioid, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo output. It's got gain control, a mute button, the mute button being right here in the center, and it just comes on. It basically turns on red whenever you press it, but it's not hooked up right now since I'm using my mixer. It's also it's perfect for vocals, musical instruments, podcasting, voiceovers, interviews, field recordings, conference calls. It's got plug and play. Unlike, like I said, I didn't mention, but the mixer that I had earlier also has USB output, so it plugs directly into my computer. And this one does too. It has a USB, plugs directly into your computer, so that's kind of cool. It works with Windows 8, Windows 7. You can tell how old it was, Windows 8. And XP, that's pretty compatible, goes backward and stuff like that. It also works directly with, Macintosh, Apple computers and whatnot. So it's a pretty good microphone. I saw a review on it on YouTube and I liked it. But for now, like I said, I really like the mixer board. But if I swipe back and forth, I've been using the Yeti from time to time. And it's priced at I think it's about $80 or something like that. They're coming down in price little by little. But yeah, that's it. And the last part to talk about is the software that gets all the output and everything that you can see on the screen. You always see this little black screen in the background in my videos. So this is a very old software program made by a company called ArcSoft, Webcam. This one is their capture software, and it basically just allows you to record a video inside of a window. So I use it for all my video, and it hooks directly up to my Logitech camera, which I'll probably try to show you here in a second. I have to do some separate recording on another camera just to record the actual camera, of course. So that's that. And also, since I'm recording directly inside of Camtasia Studio, I couldn't show you that unless I switched it out to the camera. So I'll decide what I'm going to do that here. But that's the software I'm using for the computer. Camtasia Studio 8. You can see it down here. Maybe it will let me open it. Actually, it does. Okay, cool. So this is Camtasia Studio 8. And this is recording right now. Over here's my little recording window. And that's basically it's a great tool. You can go in here, you can do so many controls on it. You ever see me do like I can't do it while I'm recording, probably because it's still active right now. Let me see. Yeah, it's like taking away my pictures. I think probably because I'm in the actual recording phase or whatever. But basically, it's got all my pictures here. Whenever there's a project loaded, I can go in and I can drop in down here on the screen my images. I can drop any other videos I want. I can drop any additional audio. And then in this section right here, this controls like the title screens you've seen in various videos. Let me see if I could pull up one here real quick. Let's see, I don't know. Oh, this is the music here. I got the music open. Okay, so these are the themes down here. So that's what I'm talking about, is the themes. I just click on that one. Actually, I've never seen that one. Okay, so these are like the, oh, this is for the music is what this is. I don't know if it's going to let me activate it here, but let me see. I wouldn't see why I wouldn't. Okay, so here's an animated title. Yeah, I think I've shown stuff like that before. Just different things you can do with the titling and stuff like that. Here's another one. You've seen this one a lot. So in here, you can actually go ahead and you can edit the text. I can't do it while the video is playing, but you can, for actual Camtasia videos, you can actually go ahead and you can edit the actual text inside the window to whatever you want it to look like. And you can throw images on it. You can also shrink this screen and do a lot of really cool stuff with it. So it's not a total Camtasia review, but I wanted to show you this is the software I'm using. You can also down here, you can't see it in this unless I have a video in session, but as you have a project loaded in here, you can split up, you can move the frames around and get it to align like you want. Like when I add my audio, I have to clip it in. Sometimes I can cut different parts of the video if I'm rambling too much. So stuff like that. It's just Camtasia Studio, and I think they're up to 9 now, because every time you like open it, they're gonna try to get you to upgrade or whatever. But I upgraded last time. They've already got my total $400 for both versions, so I'm not going any further for now. But that's Camtasia Studio and ArcSoft. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Wondering, I actually do have a way I could do this. I just not thought. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over here. Nah, I'm trying to think of how I was gonna record. Since I'm recording the screen, I don't have an additional camera to capture the actual camera. And probably just going to roll it out. But anyways, it's a Logitech camera. You can see right here, it's a Logitech HD 1080p Webcam C920. It works for video calling and recording. Works for desktops and laptops. It's priced at about $60. So that's additionally my whole setup. The only other thing I've had, but I don't really have it active right now, is when I was doing a lot of my gaming and stuff like this. This is a gaming keyboard I have. Rocat, I think that's called, an IKSU Eliminated Gaming. It lights up, so I like it. Like when I was working in the dark, I could just sit there and light up the keys and see them and stuff like that. The problem is this has a lot of built-in macros to it. So every time I hook it up, for some reason it wants to set up these macros, and since I'm not investing enough time to really figure it out, it interferes with like your basically your typing. Whenever you're trying to type something, it eventually starts turning it into garbage. So if anybody knows anything about that, let me know. I really haven't spent a lot of time in it, but anyways, that's my keyboard. I think I paid about $100 and some for that one. So it's a great keyboard. I have no problems with it. It's really comfortable and everything. You know, my hands are just so relaxed on it and stuff like that. But I'm just using a regular standard keyboard for right now. I think it's a Microsoft or something, a Logitech, surprisingly. So yeah, I think that was all the videos I was really going to show you. And then of course this is my little mouse. It's I think it's a Rocat too. It's also a Rocat. It's got a little illuminated LED display, various things on the side here. That's what I like of a Rocat. They're really smooth toward your hand and stuff like that. It's got the additional mouse controls. It's got the middle mouse wheel like all mouse standards have it. And it's got these additional, I don't know what you call these. They're probably for like, I translate these like going up and down, positive for up and negative for down, for whatever the reason that is. But that's additionally just all I have on my setup and everything. And of course, if I'm ever recording on my actual phone, this is the phone I use. It's just a regular, what is it? It's an LG. It's a newer one I bought, so it's a nice phone. I don't know. I use it sometimes when I'm recording like the videos and stuff like that. Just if I want to get, you know, extra quality, because if you really want to get super quality, you'll want to record on your phone, and then you'll want to convert it and upload it, sync it to your computer and stuff like that, those files. I don't want to do it for this video because I was only going to sync it to show you the camera, but if you want to see the camera, I can show you a picture of it, but it's just a camera, so. So I guess since I'm not going to record it, I just wanted to show you, this is the camera I'm using. It's a Logitech C920 HD. And you can see it's also got like, it all like the kind of cool, if you hit the picture, it shows you the different angle. It's got like, what do they call this, an arm or something? Let me see. Anyways, it's got this little angle, this arm or whatever, and I just basically, put it on top of my computer so you can basically have it sit and position nicely on your computer so it doesn't move around or anything like that. And then you can also move it back down. If you want to see videos on YouTube, you can probably watch it, but you can basically move it up there. You see it kind of extended there, and then you can close it back up. And that's what I have it. I do. I have it closed up like this and sitting on top of my camera stand here. And that's kind of what it looks like and everything. It's a pretty good quality camera for its price. So that's my short tour of everything. Of course, the grand finale is the Commodore 64 whenever I'm deciding to use it. And then I've got the S drive if I wanted to upload my software. But that's essentially all I really do to get everything running as it should right now. You're welcome to put any suggestions. You can. I look forward to hearing people's suggestions for improvement. Anything that you saw that's out of the ordinary that, that could help me move forward in a better direction. I'd really appreciate that very much. And I appreciate, as always, your subscriptions and everything. As always, we'll keep the Commodore 64 strong and alive. So yeah, thanks for watching this short video, an introduction to my current setup.